We'll begin in Ekiti State, where barely 6 days after his election, the Speaker of Ekiti State House of Assembly, Gboyega Aribisogan, has been impeached from office and suspended indefinitely by the new leadership of the House and 6 lawmakers for sabotaging the 2022 Supplementary Appropriation Bill. Correspondent Gboyega reports.
Since the death of the former Speaker of the House, Fumini Afuye, the 6th Assembly in Ekiti State has been enmeshed in controversy.
As soon as the Speaker died, we knew there could be problem. So for the aversion of possible problems, the party needed to invite House of Assembly members. We spoke to them. First and foremost, we said they should allow the position to remain in South Senatorial District, where the former Speaker came from.
Aribisogun was elected by a majority of the House 6 days ago, but his emergence did not sit well with the kingmakers in the state. Today, he was impeached by 17 members and immediately replaced by the Chief Whip, Olubunmi Adelugba, from Imure constituency, who is the most senior member from the zone of the late Speaker, thus fulfilling the wish of party leaders.
A lot of things that came up. The first one is, the last time that we sat, they revised the supplementary appropriation budget bill was supposed to be passed. The bill was stopped, it was not passed, it was sabotaged. The second one is that election that you are talking about was actually compromised.
The Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the House says 6 members, including the impeached Speaker, have been suspended indefinitely for unpatriotic and unparliamentary conduct, but will be open to accepting them back if they decide to play ball.
This started about 6 months ago. The people suspended. They are like cancers in the house, and we have to remove them. They wanted the deceased deputy speaker, the deceased speaker, and myself will have been impeached 6 months ago, if not for the fact that the leadership of the party intervened.
Aribisogun and the 6 erring lawmakers were also barred from the vicinity of the House of Assembly complex within the radius of 145 days for their act, and the impeached speaker says his removal was illegal and there are plots to assassinate him. It's just a month that the new governor in Ekiti State, Biodun Abayomi, was inaugurated. And it looked like a year already, because the events that has happened in the state in the past few days has left a lot of people wondering what will happen in 2023. To power brokers in Ekiti State, this might be some gameplay. To others, it might be democracy at play. We'll keep our eyes on the ground to see what happens. Ayomide Ajegbe, TVC News, Ekiti.
In the meantime, the embattled Speaker, Gboyega Aribisogan, has accused the former governor, Kayode Fayemi, of being behind his illegal impeachment. He revealed the former governor had called some of the lawmakers who were loyal to him to intimidate and harass them. The former speaker said the process that brought him to power on 15th of November was transparent and democratic. He said he was on his way to see the Inspector General of Police for his protection and that of his colleagues.
What has happened on the floor of the House on 15th of November was a clear case of democratic process, which was beamed live, and everything was done, openly, without any issues. And members were not. For them now to come and be quasi-members, to go and institute an illegal impeachment, I think Ekiti State needs to be rescued from him. As I speak now, I'm about going to the IG to seek protection for all our members they have been harassing since night. Former Governor Fayemi has been calling all our members, who are my supporters, and they have been harassed and been intimidated. Some of them have been picked up as I speak, and they are saying they are taking them to the House of Assembly. Whatever happens, Fayemi should be held responsible.
Joining us for more insights on this development is Deputy Speaker Hakeem Jamiu. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. I'm curious, actually, is it true that former Governor Kayode Fayemi is behind the impeachment of the former Speaker?
Yeah, good evening. Thank you. There is no matter of truth there. It's just the impeached speaker is just rambling, and I think it's because of the shock. In the first place, he never won any election. It was all a hoax. So And if the House discover that something has gone wrong, especially some elements there who are power mongers, who have inordinate ambition, and as a result of that, destabilizing the House, because the Sixth Assembly has been the most peaceful House of Assembly in this in Nigeria, but because of colleagues like Impeached Speaker, he has always been the problem of the House. Always grouping some people, always bringing them together, forming groups, intrigues, and we have been managing him. But just when the Speaker died, in fact, when the former Speaker body has not even been buried, he has started struggling for his position. So all these things that he's saying, I don't know. It's not entirely true there, but the fact remains that he has been pitched today, and I believe that sanity will come to the House. What we have done is legal, it's constitutional, and if he thinks he has any case, he can go to court.
Well, you mentioned that the former Speaker is simply rambling and he never won any election. So one would wonder why the House had to wait till now before taking that action. But on another note, would you say that the new Speaker actually enjoys the backing of the majority of the House?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can see for yourself. Absolutely. The 17 members voted to elect her. And you can see the 17 members. Today we had a press conference at the party secretariat, and I believe your correspondent was there, Sharnes was there, so many other media houses. They saw the 17 of us. We introduced ourselves one after the other, and our constituencies. So and we have pictures. So you can ask your correspondent. So let Honorable Aribisogan, let him tell us how he got 15. Just last week to 10, and today now you cannot find them. Today 17 members impeached him. So it's a puzzle alone can unravel.
Well, let's talk about some other matter now, especially the independence of the legislature, which is in itself an arm of government and which has a role to play. What's your take on the independence of the legislature in Ekiti State, such that it is not a rubber stamp of the executive arm?
Our house has never been a rubber stamp. We are very, very independent, and we have been carrying on since 2019 as an independent arm of government. And this could be attested to by the number of bills that we have passed under the leadership of the late Speaker. We have passed 89 bills, and the relationship between the executive and legislature have been very, very cordial. And this is not the same thing as being a rubber stamp assembly. As long as the bills that have been passed are for the good of the people. So if there's and we have had occasions that we have to reject some bills, some executive bills, either because some clauses are not good or some phrases are not well phrased. So you can't say just because we are not at loggerheads with the executive, it doesn't mean that we are rubber stamp. As long as the bills being brought are for the good of the people, so we cooperate well with the executive. But of late, what my colleagues are doing is what we have not been doing before. They wanted to hold the executive into ransom. One of the allegations against the Peace Speaker and his cohorts is that they sabotage the appropriation bill, and all these things that is just mentioning the name of the former governor, Gboyega Aribisogan. It's just unfortunate. This is the same former governor who rescued him. This same Aribisogun, go and dig into his history.
Honorable Jamiu, if I may quickly button, please. You mentioned that he sabotaged the supplementary bill. How exactly do you mean?
Oh, yeah. He and his colleagues, about 2 or 3 times, we are supposed to have passed the supplementary budget. They were dropping it for reasons best known to them. And I will have impeached this Thursday myself, I will have been impeached because they see me as a stumbling block from extorting the executive arm. So that's it. So that's why they have been stalling the appropriation, and they are working with opposition figures. So, and this will not continue because this is a new government that's just settling down, and I won't be a part of that kind of carriage. I will not be.
Well,
but
we are making efforts.
Anyway, I believe that the action of today is beginning of the sanitization of the House.
All right, Honorable Jami, we're making efforts to actually speak with the former Speaker, Gboyega Aribisogan, for more on this, especially for his perspective into all of this. But one thing you mentioned, they said the former Speaker was working with opposition figures. When one is elected into the legislature, you're meant to represent your people and not necessarily to work along party lines. So yeah. How would you describe that?
We are not working along party lines, but what I understand what I'm saying. If I say he's working with opposition, he knows what I'm talking about. He and his cohorts. No, this is politics. Election is coming. We have cases in court. We are bright with SDP and PDP. All these are realities of politics. So don't let us. We cannot deceive that all these things don't happen. Don't let deceive ourselves that all these things are not happening. They are happening. And the point I was trying to make, why it was happening seriously on Dr. Fayemi, is I said it was unfortunate because this same Dr. Fayemi rescued him. He was also suspended in the 5th Assembly.
We'll get the views of Honorable, Aribisogan for his perspective on this, really. But I must sincerely appreciate you for joining us at this time. Deputy Speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Akim Jamiu. Thank you for your time on TVC News at 7.
Thank you very much.